Looks like the world isn't gonna go back to exactly how it used to be. Here's how we make the best of this new normal. This is it, you guys, the end of spooky season. And what better way to finish the month of October on this channel than to talk about the spookiest of all spooks, the world around us. Now, I'm gonna be honest, even though the pandemic didn't really change my day-to-day all that much, even I have been feeling the stress and the anxiety and the depression of how monotonous my days have become. So today I figured I would share with you my 5 conscious coping techniques that I've been using to keep the morale high, the ideas coming, and the creativity flowing. So if you enjoyed this video, then please remember to give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. But for now, let's look at 5 coping strategies for the new normal. Before we dive in, I just quickly want to mention we hit 500 subs on this channel. What? It honestly feels like just yesterday when I decided to start back up on YouTube with 100 subs, and this is just such a huge milestone for me. So thank you so very much to every single one of you that has taken the time to watch and comment, subscribe and share. I am so grateful that you guys are coming along this journey with me as my OG subscribers. Someday I hope to meet all you guys and thank you in person, but for now, a thank you so much. Okay, let's jump into this list. You've heard me talk about gratitude before, and you've probably heard every other spiritual self-help YouTuber on here talk about gratitude as well. And it's because gratitude is the most important tool we have at our disposal. The very ability to feel gratitude is what takes us beyond merely living off survival instinct and into living from a more mindful place. Gratitude helps us to find the good in every situation, and it helps us put down the adrenaline fight or flight mindset. Every day I take a minute or two to give thanks for every little thing that I can think of. It usually starts with being grateful to wake up today, for my massive cup of coffee that allows me to be alert, for the ability to dream in surround sound and vivid color so I'm not bored when I sleep, for my family, my doggo, my computer and graphics tablet that allow me to create, and so on. Gratitude has worked literal magic in my own life. It has helped heal relationships, find solutions and receive unexpected gifts. And even if we put all of that cool stuff aside, the feeling of gratitude is its own reward. It gives you this sense of knowing that everything's gonna be alright. This security that no matter what, you're gonna land on your feet. So wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, take a moment today to be grateful for every little thing that is helping you express yourself in this world. So in my last Law of Attraction video, I mentioned the importance of building a relationship with the universe. In case you haven't watched that video, I will leave it in the end screen of this one. You can check it out next. But now is as good a time as any to begin strengthening that relationship. You see, working with the universe, working with the forces of nature, requires a lot of trust, or as some might call it, faith. The one saying that changed my life forever is that it is happening for you, not to you. This simple sentence has brought me more peace than I can ever put into words, because it takes the power dynamic in our minds and turns it around. Suddenly, you're not having a bad day or a streak of rotten luck, but instead every situation is conspiring in your favor. Remember, the universe is a mirror. It will reflect back to us what we put out. So when we broadcast a feeling of unconditional, unwavering trust, the universe brings us even more reasons to trust it. And if a situation doesn't pan out exactly as we planned it, this helps us to realize that A, that was not meant for us and might have caused us harm in the long run, and B, there is something way better out there waiting for us to step into. The universe is always trying to give you a Lambo, but you won't be able to see it if you're crying over a Prius. Now, I don't know about you, but over the last 10 months, I've noticed a massive amount of manic energy just churning around in my head. Like a hamster that's hopped up on caffeine has broken its wheel from running so hard and doesn't know what to do with all that pent-up juice. But what I've noticed is that a lot of advice out there involves some form of calming meditation. And again, I don't know about you, but when I'm feeling chaotically bored, there is no way I'm gonna sit down and take deep breaths. Nah, mama needs to do something. And I found that the number one way to channel this energy isn't exercise or going for a run. This energy isn't purely physical. You need something that will engage your body and your mind. And the best way to do that is to learn a new skill. As a grown-up, chances are there are loads of things you've wanted to learn forever, be it knitting, woodworking, doing backflips, or singing. Well, guess what? You're stuck at home with too much free time and nothing to do with it. Now is as good a time as any to take up that skill. And unless you need very specific and rare equipment, chances are you can pick up any skill off of online lessons and stuff that you can find around the house. Learning a new skill not only engages your mind, more often than not, it also engages your body, teaching it to create new muscle memory patterns. I've been learning Spanish on Duolingo, and while learning a language might not seem like the most physically exerting thing in the world, let me tell you, I didn't realize how easy it was to drain all of that excessive energy. Because not only is my brain learning a whole new lexicon, my mouth is learning how to speak all over again, and my hands are learning how to type in patterns that are completely different to typing in English. Learning a new skill is like if you took a distraction and made it productive. You'll end up properly exhausted, but also a better person in the end. Now, this is a pivotal one for all of you control freaks out there. I'm looking at you, Mum, with your 27 different cleaning routines. I know I'm gonna get yelled at. The biggest issue with having our world turned upside down so suddenly is the feeling of overwhelm. We get so comfortable with dictating exactly how every second of every day is gonna go that when the sense of control is taken away from us suddenly, the uncertainty sends us into a right panic. When a pandemic this size hits us, there is no protocol. There is no systematic way to cope with it. We don't have a list of steps to follow. Suddenly, we are thrown into victim survival mode with no idea how to get a leg over the situation. But what I've learned over many years of overcoming severe anxiety is this: control is just an illusion. The sense of being able to manipulate any outcome is as false as the lashes in my last video. Sure, it's glued onto me, but it isn't real. Now, I know if you often worry about losing control, this isn't helpful at all, but here's why you need to hear this. The illusion works both ways. You can totally trick your mind into thinking you still have control over the situation. And this is where tip number 4 comes in. Completely rebrand your entire routine. As creatures of habit, we don't particularly like change, but what we do like is shiny new things. So instead of trying to accommodate for the changes the virus has brought about, what if we just scrapped the old way of doing things and just started all over? So last year I would work from 10 to 4, then work out for an hour, and that was my whole day. As you can guess, it was a large block of work, a block of exercise, and then a giant block of nothingness. But when 2020 hit, it almost felt like I couldn't focus on a single thing for hours at a stretch. I started to realize I need more breaks, but that would mean cutting down on work time to take breaks, which is something I was not willing to do. So instead, I scrapped the old routine and started over. Now I work a block in the morning, take a longer lunch, another mini block in the afternoon, take a longer post-workout break, and then work a third block post-dinner. And just to keep it all brand new, I completely revamped my workout routine as well. Not only has this helped me feel a lot more relaxed through the day, since I am taking more frequent breaks, it has also made me a lot more productive because I'm actually working longer hours while feeling a lot more relaxed. When you consciously rewrite your entire routine, your subconscious mind starts to believe that you're back in control, that the pandemic was an opportunity to start brand new and shiny, and that does wonders for the feeling of overwhelm. Now, this sounds like a rehash of tip 4, but I promise you I'm talking about something completely different. You see, personal development has been number 1 on my to-do list for the last decade or so. All I ever want to do is be better, do better, and learn and grow faster. But for the longest time, I kept trying to feed new information into an already cluttered brain. Now, I'm not saying the brain is limited or that there is only so much information we can hold in it. But it is limited in that we find it really hard to hold contrary pieces of information at once. If you believe, for example, that all animals go to heaven, it can be really hard to believe that no animals ever go to heaven. If you believe global warming is a real threat, you can't also believe that it is a hoax. In the same way, we've likely spent most of our lives thinking we can't do certain things or achieve certain goals or live a certain lifestyle. With this in mind, if we then go on this major self-help kick and try to also cram in affirmations that say that we can do all of these things that we believe we can't, I'm sure you can see where the problem lies. This is a lesson I wish someone had taught me a couple years ago. It would have made my life so much easier. So here I am telling it to you. Take some time to notice and consciously unlearn toxic thought patterns and behaviors. Try to point out where your negative conditioning comes from and then actively work on letting it go. Some of you might find therapy helpful, others of you, like me, might prefer to work on it alone, and yet others of you might find other ways to do this. In either case, catharsis helps. When you know where a certain emotional habit comes from and why, it becomes easy to let it go. And then it's a lot easier to fill that empty space with new belief systems that are better suited to who we want to be. And as you can guess, now that I've actively done that, I am now having to sit down and reread all of the old self-help books and rewatch all of those TED Talks so I can actually absorb all of that information this time around. So my final tip for today, let go of old ideologies. The universe hates a vacuum, so the second you create extra space in your mind, it will bring you new and better experiences to help seal in healthier, happier belief systems. But at the end of the day, there are so many tips out there on how to cope with what seems to be this dystopian alternative universe that we seem to have stepped into. But these are just some of my own tips from a more consciousness point of view. As always, I do hope this video has helped, and if it has, then please remember to give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me so much. And thank you so very much to over 500 of my subscribers on this channel, which is crazy to me. So thank you so much. I am so glad you are here. Check out one of my other Get Woke videos up here. I will also leave a link to the Get Woke playlist down in the video description down below. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope it's been as much fun for you as it has for me. Thank you so much again for 500 subs. Stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.